Hey, what's happening, gamers? Welcome back to Ace Attorney, Phoenix Wright Trilogy for the Nintendo Switch.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell to be notified when more Ace Attorney arrives at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Woohoo!
And special shout out to our friends over at Capcom for providing a copy of this game and sponsoring this very long trilogy series.
Yay!
It's time for us to head into the courtroom with...
Stuff,
yeah.
Let's do this!
Oh wait, no, we're still investigating Edgy's car. Oh my god.
Alright, and you have a cat crawling all over you.
I always have a cat crawling on me. Oh, let's examine this fence.
This is where we're supposed to be? Oh yeah,
this is where we left off.
We are, so...
B block. This is, through there. That's where the visitor parking is.
I can see the Lunchland car over there, far in the distance.
Hey, you're right. I like the cute design on the door. I can see a cartoon cow munching down on a juicy-looking steak. I want a steak.
Doesn't that strike you as a little creepy?
Just don't think too deeply about it and you'll be fine.
Oh, a cow munching on steak.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, don't think about it too heavily or, you know. This appears to be the car where the body was found. It looks like the lock on the trunk is totally busted.
Whoa. The crime took place in the underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. The body was found in the trunk of my subordinate's car.
Edgy's car.
My subordinate. Quite a luxury car! It just screams, I have the money to burn!
Yeah, prosecutors get the big bucks.
Yeah, they do.
You know, they haven't really shown that Phoenix Wright is riding a bike. That might just be an anime-only thing to add, like, filler to the episodes.
But I think it's hilarious because it's like he's so poor he can't afford a car.
Mm-hmm.
This rope, is it? Do you want me to put in the controller? Yep, they laid it in the outline of the victim's body.
Okay, so we were gonna run out of batteries. Oh well. Yep, they laid it outline of the body's victim's body, whatever.
Yeah, well, part of that is I made Luke sit here and look at Mother's Day cards for like an hour while we were supposed to be recording this. So wait, the victim must have died when the killer closed the trunk on him!
You have got to be the only person I know that would come to that conclusion.
She's supposed to be like a forensic scientist wannabe or something?
Something like that.
Yeah, what were you gonna say? I'm sorry.
Oh, I don't know. She's crazy. Is there any other thing that we can... Remember, you have to click... Ah! There we go.
You have to click everything. A block! This area is reserved for prosecutors!
It's not a block. It's a block.
What? I don't understand!
Defense attorneys are regulated to B block.
Oh!
Wow.
I don't like this character because she's too, like, she's not blonde, but she is.
She's like you.
I dream of the day when I will be able to park my car here! I'll go over to B block to buy my hamburgers from you, Mr. Wright.
I'm not planning on giving up my job that soon. Yeah.
Wait, she wants to be a prosecutor? I thought she wanted to be a scientist.
I have no idea. Alright, we can click on the trunk, so let's do that. 675-12-2. What's this? It looks like a note of some sort.
Look! Something's written on it! On the note!
Yep, 675-12-2. Goodman. You're right. Let's see. 65S-12-2. Oh, fine.
Alright, whatever. It looks like 75. There's a name printed on the paper above that. It says Goodman. Yeah, weird.
Maybe it fell out of his pocket when he was killed.
67S. Well, so what does this mean, Mr. Wright?
How am I supposed to know?
Note to self. For deductive reasoning, go to Edgeworth, not Wright.
I'm sure Edgeworth wouldn't know what this means either, but whatevs. Goodman's note added to the court record.
It's interesting that you're looking so far into this, but Edgeworth isn't even examining anything, and he's actually gonna be taking the case. And the thing that I'm most worried about is that how is he able to take this case when he should be a suspect himself? The body and the murder weapon was found in his vehicle.
Where is Marshall anyway? Officer Marshall, could you tell us more about the victim, please? Good men always die young. Remember that, partner. Could you be a little bit more specific?
Bruce Goodman! He was a detective, right?
Well, aren't you a feisty little doggy? There now. Detective Goodman was stabbed here at 5:15 p.m. The Smiling Madonna told me the tale. Smiling Madonna? I think he means the witness, Miss Angel Star. One stab to the chest's a fine piece of work.
Okay.
This here's the autopsy report.
Oh, thank you.
Autopsy report added to the court record.
Finally, we get that.
I know, right?
Was my sister involved with the victim in any way?
Funny you should mention it, Bambina. The chief prosecutor, Sky, and Detective Goodman had nothing in common at all.
Why would she do it then?
What?
Nothing in common?
They apparently worked together on a case a few years back. So there's no motive. Goodman wasn't particularly a gifted detective. Oh, that's one person why he didn't do much work with the chief prosecutor.
I have a motive to murder this guy.
Kids Channel.
But my sister called the victim here on the day of the murder, right? Here, to this parking lot.
So it seems like calling an unarmed man to a shootout at high noon. I hate this guy. I don't mean any offense, but this is just a patrolman, by the way. This isn't a detective. This isn't anybody.
It's just...
You can even see the patrolman's uniform right there.
Oh.
Officer Marshall, you're a patrolman, right? Not a detective. You calling me out? They shoot for that in Texas. Huh? I was one of them fancy shoe detectives till 2 years ago, to tell you the truth. Yeah, really? Now he tells me. Look, he even cut up his uniform to make, like, cowboy-like stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
But you're a patrolman now, so how can you be in charge of the crime scene?
Nothing gets by you, does it, Bambina? So, why are you in charge? Answer the question!
Oh yeah, he frayed the ends of his sleeves.
Yep, no reason. We're just short on hands right now. I'm keeping an eye out in the meantime.
So they don't have anyone doing this case?
I guess.
That's odd, though! Detective Gumshoe was saying he had nothing to do. Nothing important, at least.
He's nothing but a sad old cow dog that can't find his tail.
Wait, what?
Maybe it's because he runs around with Edgeworth, eh? Edgeworth? That cow dog's been kicked off its cattle run by order of Chief of Police. You just don't realize it yet. Detective Gumshoe kicked out of the investigation? Nani? And guys, I may be losing my voice, so I'm kind of trying to dial it down a little bit.
I thought you were trying to do Clint Eastwood.
No. No.
So there's no connection between Detective Goodman and my sister.
That's correct. But there's a gold mine of evidence against her.
Like what?
I don't know.
Her confession? That's it.
And the prospector tomorrow... Prospect? Wouldn't it be prosecutor? Oh, whatever. Is none other than Edgeworth himself. Okay, prospector, so they're Wild West terms.
I don't know.
I'm afraid your sister's fate is decided, Bambina. Many condolences.
Wow.
I'm butchering a Texas accent.
Officer, I don't think that guy knows anything about Texas.
No.
Officer Marshall!
Yeah, Bambina?
How can you say that? You and my sister, you were...
Is there something between this cop and her sister that I don't know about? Apologize, Bambina. Something must have gotten to me. Maybe it's that dry wind that's a blown through the prospector's office. They used to date. Dry wind or ill will, someone's up to something here, but who? They used to date. They used to date. I'm calling it that they used to date. Whoops. Stop presenting your attorney badge and just talk to this fool. Suspicious about Mr. Edgeworth have been flying around for nearly 2 years now. Forged evidence and arranging testimonies, you mean, right? He was an unbeatable because he did whatever it took to win. Unbeatable, that is, until he met you.
But rumors are just rumors, aren't they? These are prosecutors we're talking about. Evidence is everything to them.
If you follow the rumors about Edgeworth to their source, you find one person. But they're off limits. Untouchable, you might say. One person? Who? I hate to say this, but it's your sister, Bambina. Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye.
What? My sister?
Edgeworth couldn't rustle all those cattle by himself. Some people load their guns with bullets, and some people load them with deals. What you're saying is Edgeworth was making deals to win trials? Where there's gunshots, there's bound to be bullets, son. That's what the old-timers say. There's a big old secret hidden around here somewhere. Everyone knows it. Is that why Detective Gumshoe was taken off the case? Did they target him because he was closest to Edgeworth?
So, well, how are we doing, Mr. Wright?
I don't know, but it took 2 episodes for me to get interested in this case. I guess we've got some clues. We have an autopsy report now, a note from the victim, and a cell phone.
So, you think we'll be okay then?
Well, the only thing still bothering me is that Lana is confessing to the crime. Lana, whatever. She says she did it.
No problem! I can guarantee that she is not a criminal.
I did it.
Because I know who did it. No,
Oh, by the way, Emma,
it was me. Yes?
I know that song your phone plays when it rings.
What?
Da 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 da. Steel Samurai. Oh yeah,
Oh my god.
it's my jam.
How did you recognize that? Also, what is up with the face on Lana's jacket? The shocked and like in
The O
pain.
face? It's because it witnessed her doing the crime.
Really?
I don't know.
Maybe it was a smiley face before she became a criminal.
It's the Steel Samurai song, isn't it? Yeah. That popular TV show that was canceled.
Ah!
The phone that rang earlier wasn't mine. It was yours. At 5:18, just after the murder took place. Your sister called you, didn't she, Emma?
I'm sorry.
Can you tell me what you talked about?
Well, she hung up right away.
I see. Cell phone updated in the court record. A detective is murdered, and the suspect is the top prosecutor in the district. Got a bad feeling about this. Like, maybe I still don't know everything that went on here. Bum, bum,
That's
bum.
so suspicious.
Wow. Defendant lobby number 2.
Okay. How did the investigation go yesterday, Mr. Wright?
You changed your voice.
Okay, I don't know how to do her old voice.
You were doing like an evil Mia. Frankly, there are still a lot of gray areas, so more or less you were doing Brie Larson with attitude.
I don't know how to do that anymore.
That's okay.
Or rather, the whole thing is one big gray area. Don't worry about... Start it. I can't do it. Wouldn't you... I don't even know how to do different voices. Don't worry about me, no matter what the outcome.
There you go. Sassy but evil.
I'm ready to accept my fate. I believe in you, sis! I mean that you didn't do it! Ah, Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice. A defense attorney should never believe their client. Huh? the defendant is called to trial because they are suspected of doing wrong. Don't you know that? Wow, are you like the most idiotic attorney ever?
Is that a personal attack?
Never forget that.
Miss Sky, you...
I have permission to attack you personally because...
You remind me a lot of Mia. But there's one decisive difference between you and her.
And that is?
You're not a defense attorney.
I believe that it's almost time for the trial. Good luck, Mr. Wright. You're gonna need it. I intend to be as disagreeable as possible in there.
My first trial without Maya helping me. No one's going to bail me out this time. I'll be alone in there. So I have to discover the truth all by myself.
Let's do it, Mr. Wright! I'll be with you the whole way, except for when things get dicey, then I'm gonna leave.
No.
And I'll annoy you while you're trying to think right.
February 23rd, 10 a.m., District Courtroom number 9.
I think her job, Emma's job, is gonna be to faint.
Oh no.
Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while now, Your Honor.
Good for you, Edgeworth.
Edgeworth.
Edgeworth. Shake my...
Oh my gosh, this is why it's so long. All the recaps. It's been 2 months, but I haven't been in the courtroom since this trial. Since he hasn't. What?
Why do we need a recap?
I have no idea.
We just played that.
I hope that the personal feelings will not be part of the proceedings today, Mr. Wright. Huh?
That's what I was hoping for you, Edgeworth.
I will choose the path I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say. The judgment to be made here is in our hands and not those of anyone else.
Duh.
Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement, please.
I think that was it.
Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, but she was rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office lot.
Wow! He's so much more forceful in person! But he's so amazing! I suddenly feel like confessing to everything!
However, she will now pay for her rashness with her life. There was a witness to her crime. A professional witness. Oh my gosh, why is it called professional?
Well then, call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth.
Wow.
The prosecution calls its first witness, Miss Angel Star, to the stand. The cough-up queen?
I can't remember how I did her voice, actually.
I haven't seen you somewhere, haven't I? Seen you somewhere?
You ordered the caviar lunch, right?
Oh, caviar! I've never eaten caviar before.
The judge is really wolfing it down.
A bribe. Ah, and for you, I have a fiesta bowl.
Thanks.
That looks delicious.
Will the witness state her name and profession, please?
Ah, and you, sir. Did you order the fingerprint lunchbox?
It is too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please.
Well, Your Honor, how does it taste?
So this is why everyone raves about caviar. It's so tasty it hurts. As always, I thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca.
Ew.
What the heck does pickled tapioca even taste like?
That doesn't sound good.
Name, profession, now.
This is why Edgeworth doesn't get dates.
Nope.
Me? The name is Angel Star. Don't go forgetting it. I find myself running Lunchland these days. Is that what you wanted me to say, Mr. Edgeworth?
Very well, witness. Please describe the incident to us.
The prosecution will wait. I'm not finished eating.
Yay!
Hurry it up, Your Honor.
Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of said crime.
Your Honor, as Mr. Edgeworth has said to the court, I am a professional.
Oh, wait, what? What exactly does that mean?
Until 2 years ago, Miss Angel Star was a special investigator with the police.
Oh,
Oh,
She was a first-rate homicide detective.
what? Miss Star was a detective?
what? Oh! I know who you are. Cough up.
Cough up, Queen Angel Star, Your Honor. Long time no see, wink.
Winky face.
Very well. You may continue with your description, Miss Star.
Just who is this lady?
If I might have the court's attention over here.
Oh, a diagram. Okay, cool.
The parking lot at the prosecutor's office is divided into blocks. A block is for the prosecutor's office personnel. B block is for visitors and clients. And defendants, attorneys, I don't know. A chain divider separates the two blocks.
I suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up the prosecutor's spaces, yes?
The crime took place by a car in the back of A block, in the car's trunk.
I feel like I'm being ignored after asking my question, but very well.
The killer stabbed the victim with his knife and went to drive the body out.
Where was it taking the body?
I refuse to answer. Oh.
Was it a drive-through?
That's okay.
You don't even know the judge's name. He's just judge.
Oh, judgy. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness and an arrest was made on the spot.
And who was this valiant witness?
Why, it was me, Your Honor.
Parking lot floor plans added to the court record.
Witness, did you see the very moment of said crime?
Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after that, I apprehended the chief prosecutor.
It seems rather cut and dry, doesn't it? Very well, Mr. Wright, you there?
I can't agree on principle, Your Honor. What is it?
It seems that some poor losers are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor. Shall I proceed to crush what little hope they have remaining?
Oh boy.
If you can, then give them your worst, mister. Let the games begin.
Wait, why are they talking about me? Witness's testimony. Hi, Shadow.
Somehow I always knew a day like this would come. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend. Then I sensed something. Perhaps it was my finely honed detective intuition at work.
Ooh.
Through the wire fence, I saw Chief Prosecutor standing next to a garish car. Garish.
Wow.
The Chief Prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest.
That's what he gets for not being a very good detective.
Yep.
Bringing a lunchbox to your boyfriend. How touching.
As you can see, there's no room for doubt, Your Honor.
The key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife which you saw being stabbed into Detective Goodman.
So, how does it feel to be so utterly crushed?
I'm still thinking about that.
It's merely a flesh wound, Mr. Wright.
Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. Just let me get my popcorn. All right, I'm ready. Let the games continue. Delicious.
Somehow I always knew a day like this would come.
Hold it! How did you know exactly?
I respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrence of crime. Yet their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods will always lead to tragedy.
The lunch lady's uniformed opinion is duly noted.
Given that they are used to erasing inconvenient evidence at their whim, and it's called uninformed. Killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that. She hates prosecutors.
Yep.
Miss Starr, do you have something personal against prosecutors? I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I would still be one.
Laid off? She was fired?
To me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms.
Whoa.
That said, I am a pro, as you know. My testimony is unbiased and flawless.
Very well. You may continue, Miss Starr.
It seems pretty biased to me.
Oh, I got a kernel. Oh, painful.
I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend.
Hold it. The boyfriend, is he the detective?
Not that boyfriend, the security guard.
Wait, what?
That boyfriend, you have several?
Yes. This boyfriend, that boyfriend, and the other boyfriend. Care to join?
Wow.
The yet another boyfriend position is still open for applicants.
I'll stick with the lunches, thank you. You already have enough people there.
Did she ask the judge to be another boyfriend? Note to self, the judge had to think before replying. Oh my gosh.
Wouldn't you?
I mean, she's like way younger than him. The the security guard room is in the lot. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm all messed up. Oh my gosh, Angel Star is making me. Security guard is in lot A. It's up to the second level, so you can see everything from there.
That would be the room with security sign on it. Yes, Phoenix.
Security.
My gosh. Incidentally, did you bring your lunch boxes by car?
Since I'm a visitor now, I parked in B block.
D block.
B block.
It sounded like okay.
So, she was in B block when she witnessed the crime. When I said something, perhaps it was my finely honed detective intuition at work. Through the wire fence, I saw Chief Prosecutor standing next to a garish car. Garish, I don't really know how they say it.
Garish, something. By garish car, you mean
Mr. Edgeworth's car. Yes, I do.
Mr. Edgeworth!
Incidentally, the knife with which the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth's. Wasn't it?
Indeed, it was.
Feels like she set them up.
What an odd case this is. And the person you saw, are you sure it was the defendant?
I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I am certain it was her.
If she's telling the truth, we're doomed.
Let's just do what we can. Even if we don't have any proof at all, then we can just nitpick stuff.
You're right. Witness! If your testimony, you clearly stated the following. Prosecutors are nothing more than worms. Ergo, you're a biased witness!
Huh. You might want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, rookie.
Rookie?
Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me.
Oh, evil eye.
I'll fry you like a fritter, crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside.
That was inspiring.
I believe I've heard that tagline somewhere. You could cry plagiarism. I may be relegated to the lowly post of lunch lady, but my instincts are honed.
A photograph! You took this?
The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over and snap, I took a picture. In fact, one of my lunchboxes is rigged with a camera.
What? I suppose that's more exciting than just hanging it around your neck. Witness, why am I only seeing this photograph just now?
You think I'd show it to you, a prosecutor? Think again.
I don't like you.
My boyfriend works in the photography division of criminal affairs.
Well, this is most certainly the defendant.
Crime photo added to the court record.
So she doesn't even Edgeworth.
Uh-oh, that is unmistakably Lana. We're doomed.
Maybe she just has ketchup on her.
So what was the defendant doing at the time?
The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand.
Okay.
Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into the Detective Goodman's chest.
Tell the court why you didn't try to stop this crime. You did see her raise the knife to strike, no?
The defense has a point.
Oh, all the puns.
A point. Unfortunately, by the time I realized what was going on, it was already too late.
Too late?
Yes, the next moment, the chief prosecutor brought down the murder weapon.
I see.
It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can still make it.
You said that before, and anything else?
Scientifically speaking, Miss Starr's testimony is, flawless.
Sounds pretty fatal to me.
What do we do? Is this it? Is my sister guilty then?
Let's keep our heads cool and press the witness a bit, shall we? For some reason, having her panicking next to me makes me calmer.
Don't smile like that! Somehow I always knew a day like this would come.
Uh-huh.
I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend.
Okay.
When I said something, perhaps it was my finely honed detective intuition at work. Through the wire fence, I saw Chief Prosecutor standing next to a garish car. I hate that word, I can't say it very well.
Oh, wait. I hit the wrong button.
Mr. Edgeworth's car, of course.
We have the parking lot floor plans, and we have crime photo. I want to present the crime photo, but I think I have to go through her statement again.
Okay.
Mr. Edgeworth's car, blah, 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 blah,
We can just
blah, blah,
scroll
blah.
through.
I hate you all.
So much hate here. Edgeworth is
Odd
angry.
case this is. And the person you saw is the defendant. Yes, I saw the defendant. Blah, blah, blah.
It feels like she wanted the prosecutors to pay for their crimes of being like corrupt, but they didn't actually kill anyone, so she like framed them for another crime so that they could pay for all the damages they've done to people. Like emotionally and taking their money away and stuff, their jobs.
Let's try this. There's something off about this. Let's try crime photo. Hopefully this works. The witness's statement is clearly faulty, Your Honor. Apparently this is wrong.
I don't know.
I'm sorry, but I see nothing faulty. Nope. Unfortunately, I will have to penalize you, Mr. Wright.
That's because you ate her food.
Yeah.
Her caviar.
Ugh. I hate you.
Okay. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend. When I said something, perhaps it was my finely honed detective intuition at work.
Okay.
Through the wire fence, I saw Chief Prosecutor standing next to a garish car. The Chief Prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand.
Well, let's try the knife. I was never good at this case anyway. The evidence clearly reveals a contradiction in that statement, Your Honor.
How exactly is the evidence in the statement just now related?
They aren't, are they?
Oh my god.
Not at all. Mr. Wright, please think the facts over before making accusations.
Uh-oh, Luke.
I don't think that won me any points with the judge. Like I said, this case was always hard for me.
But didn't they just add it, like, right recently, though?
No. It was always in the DS version.
It was?
Yeah, it was really long. I never liked it.
Okay, well, I mean, I don't really know how I can help. Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest.
That's not... But the photo she said she took, the person was holding the knife. But we don't have a photo like that, so I'm confused.
She said that the crime was committed at the time she took the photo. So let's see what the photo looks like. Is she committing a crime in this photo?
Other than getting her jacket all ketchup-y, I'd say no.
So let's try to present it, maybe. I don't know.
Well, we already have 2 strikes, so may as well go for a 3rd.
Okay.
And you witnessed this. You saw Miss Sky stab the victim with the knife.
As I've already said, yes. I swear it on my finest salmon swirl lunch.
I'm sure that is a fine lunch indeed.
But isn't that odd? Look at this photograph. This is the photograph you took of the very moment of the crime, is it not? Then why is Miss Sky not holding a knife?
Miss Edgeworth, your thoughts on this?
Objection. That had to be the weakest objection ever, Edgeworth. Yet, it was still stronger than your ever-feeble mind, Mr. Wright.
Wow.
What do you mean by that, Mr. Edgeworth?
That's mean.
This photograph was not taken moment before the stabbing. This was taken the moment after the stabbing.
Objection!
And, how can you tell that?
Blood splatter.
Huh?
See? The dark crimson stains on Chief Prosecutor's coat.
But it's a black and white photograph!
I know, right?
Yes, it's hard to tell, but this could be blood or ink.
Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here. No problem, except you.
Mr. Wright! Are you gonna just sit there and take that kind of abuse?
You got a better idea? I guess.
Objection!
Wait! That contradicts what the witness said in her testimony. Namely, that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime.
Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. I mean, my apologies.
That's it?
If you run out of lunch, you order seconds. Problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering the jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go. Good advice. I'm not sure I understood it, but, good advice. I didn't have time to stop her, you see. Prosecutor Sky was cold, calculating, like a robot. She killed without pain or remorse. It was a premeditated murder.
Objection!
Premeditated? How do you know? Look at the chief prosecutor's hands in that photograph.
Well, are those gloves?
Surgical gloves made of thin rubber, most likely. Why would she have worn those? It was not premeditated. She would not be wearing those gloves.
Oh my gosh.
Those gloves do seem to tell a tale of premeditation.
Premeditated murder, a serious offense.
Witness, add this to your testimony, please.
So you are...
Okay, oh,
reading.
that's right. The murder was planned, and the gloves prove it.
It's late at night, people.
It's only a flush one, Mr. Wright. We can make it.
Yeah, you said that before. Anything else?
Scientifically speaking, Miss Star's testimony is flawless.
Sounds pretty fatal.
What do we do? Is this it? Is my sister guilty now?
Let's just keep our heads cool and press the witness a bit, shall we? Okay.
Don't smile like that.
You always knew a day like this would come.
So,
okay.
why don't we... On my way to deliver lunchbacks to my boyfriend. When I said something, perhaps it was my finely honed detective's intuition at work. Alright, so since they said that the rubber gloves prove that it was me premeditated, I think we should press that or try to present some evidence against that. Through the wire fence, the murder was planned. Okay. Let's look at what we have here for testimony, or for evidence.
What if she was just in the habit of wearing gloves, like driving gloves?
That's right.
The gloves were admitted as evidence when the defendant was arrested.
They were?
They were rubber gloves of the kind of used for autopsies.
In other words, when the chief prosecutor came to the crime scene, she came to do murder. It's the only possible conclusion that one can make. Everything was planned. It was a premeditated crime.
Okay.
Impressive. I'm sorry you took, you off the force, Miss Star.
This is bad. She's got them thinking this is all planned. If she can prove this claim, the trial's already over. Good, I can go to sleep. I've got to think of a way to show that this wasn't premeditated.
It's only a flush one, Mr. Wright. We can make it.
You said that before.
Oh, yeah.
Fatal testimony. Alright, so something about her new statement with the gloves.
Yep.
So we'll go to that. Okay. No more reading. I don't wanna do more reading. I would like to go.
Okay. Present some evidence then.
Okay.
Let's try some.
The
maybe
trophy?
No. The knife.
There's no prints on the knife, though.
I don't care. I just want to present something.
Okay, knife it is. Witness, do you know what this is?
Are you trying to test me? I sell box lunches for a living, you know.
What does that have to do with... Never.
Box lunches! Oh, that's a knife. The knife. The knife that was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk.
Indeed, it is my knife.
Yeah.
I'm so tired.
Indeed it is.
Bloody murder weapon, a red scar belonging to the prosecutor there. What in the world?
The defendant is the chief prosecutor for the district, right?
Mommy, are prosecutors bad people?
Yes. The defense has a request. We ask that the witness prove an accurate testimony. What?
What's that, rookie?
In your testimony, you stated that Lana Skye planned this murder, right? And that's why she was wearing those special gloves.
Seems like the natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate planning, blah, 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 blah.
However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing, the murder weapon?
That's right. She didn't premeditate that. Oh.
The knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car?
That doesn't make any sense.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Do we even have a jury? If you're gonna plan a murder, you don't forget the weapon!
Oh, yeah.
I'm totally lost.
Order.
If she premeditated it and planned to murder someone, how would she know there would randomly be a knife sitting there? She didn't. There's no way she would know, so she would have brought the knife with her.
3 a.m. Luke is not sharp Luke. Great! Now the tide is turning in our favor.
Great show, Mr. Wright! My sister's as good as free! I hope.
Right. I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie.
I think that's you, Edgeworth.
What? That's dessert, not lunch!
Yeah!
I hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide has turned. Not over such a trifling detail. Trifling. But this shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory, you jerk.
When Luke is tired, he corrects himself.
Bah. The prosecution could care less if it was premeditated or not.
What?
The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. Oh my gosh, it rhymed.
Over there.
No.
Over
This
there.
is not Phoenix Wright the musical. The defendant, Lana Skye, murdered a detective with a knife. Oh my gosh. That is the only prosecution we need to prove. Nothing else. Oh, dang it.
Very good, Mr. Prosecutor. I suppose you think you're clever now. But you know as well as I do that she planned on killing him. It was planned! If it wasn't, why would she have been wearing...
I believe I'd like to hear your testimony yet again, please.
Fine.
Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought.
How dare you! My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated.
Really now?
The creepy eye stare is freaking me out.
Mm-hmm.
Lana Skye intended to murder Detective Goodman, and that's a fact. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge the knife in again and again.
Alright, somebody's kind of crazy.
The victim was summoned from the police department to the prosecutor's office.
I really hope our neighbors aren't listening to this.
It does sound a lot like premeditation, doesn't it?
Yep, I can see a state official at our door with a nightstick and handcuffs.
So, if I ordered a pizza then, does that mean I'm planning on...
Doing in the
doing
delivery.
in the delivery boy?
In any case, the defense may now cross-examine the witness. Woohoo!
That's true. If you just call someone to your door, it doesn't mean you're planning on destroying them. Lana Skye intended to murder Detective Goodman.
Okay. You said that you haven't told us how you know that.
That's what I'm talking about. I mean, I'm about to tell you, rookie.
I believe that she just said it was a mere prelude to the story she's about to tell. Try not to interrupt her again, or I will penalty you.
That's right, Judgy. I have more lunches for afterwards. Never interrupt a storyteller. It's like pulling a bun out of the half-baked oven.
Something's half-baked here, alright, and it's you. Try not to confuse the defense witness. They're not very quick on their feet. Now, why did you believe the suspect had intentions to murder the victim?
Her actions speak for themselves. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim.
Wait a second. Didn't Mr. Cowboy say that she didn't even know Goodman? Where's the stupid autopsy report? Oh, it won't tell. We don't have Marshall's statement. Never mind. Never mind. I'm just tired.
Oh, nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge the knife in again and again.
Miss Stars turned out to be as short-tempered as she looked when we met her. Channeling her abilities as a detective really set her off.
The short wit burns out the fastest. It's a scientific fact.
I wonder, I wouldn't depend on the size of the candle then? I mean, add more wax and even a really short wick will burn longer.
Oh, okay. Well, obviously more scientific testing is required then.
Okay, hang on, people. Alright, so anyway, guys and gals, I think that I've reached a point where I can save the game, so I'm gonna call it a night, just because my brain is... It is 3:45 in the morning, and I just I can't think anymore.
Luke has edited a lot today, so we're gonna, we'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day, guys. God bless, and happy gaming. See ya!